Hi friends. I don't really know how to start this video other than I'm sure that this is a little bit jarring for you to be seeing right off the hop. It is finally my Halloween tutorial. It took me the entire month of October to get to it. It is literally October 28th at 7:30 p.m. I hope it was worth the wait. And if you haven't guessed already, this Halloween's tutorial is Deet. What's it called? Andrew, what's the series called?
I don't know. The Fallout. No.
No.
The Reckoning.
No.
The Gathering.
No.
The Basis for Living.
No.
The Next Generation.
Definitely not.
Age of Resistance.
Age of Resistance. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm helpful.
He's actually very helpful at the end of the video, but you have to stick around to the end to see a cameo from Andrew. This Halloween's tutorial is Deet from Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. We binged it very quickly. I've been a Henson fan since I was very, very little. I grew up on Sesame Street. I loved The Muppet Show. My favorite Christmas movie of all time is Muppet Christmas Carol because it is the best one. It is the best Christmas Carol. And not too long ago, I actually saw the original Dark Crystal movie, which blew my mind. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance was incredible. If you haven't watched it yet, what are you doing? Anything that has to do with puppeteering, I am all for. I've done Avenue Q twice in my life. I love all of the gelfling character designs so much, but I think my favorite character design by far was Deet, and I got it in my head that maybe I'd be able to pull off a Deet makeup tutorial, but being extremely busy this October meant that I had to leave it till the last possible second. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I really hope you stick around to watch the rest of the transformation. If you want to know how I got to this point, then I guess you're going to have to keep on watching. Let's get started. Woo! Oh, god damn it. I really should have painted my hands for this. I'm sorry, guys. If I'm holding one of these, you know that it's business time. Here we are again, another Halloween, another last minute filming mistake. I decided to leave it until after my show closed to film this tutorial because I frankly didn't have any time to fit a 5-hour filming period into my schedule until now, 2 days before Halloween. I'm just going to say a quick little prayer to the Halloween deities that this goes well and I don't have to refilm this and that it gets up in time. Feel free to join in if you like. Okay, and we're done. All right, we're gonna jump right in because I've got shit to do tonight. I really do. I don't have unlimited amounts of time this afternoon. It is a beautiful October day. You may have noticed that there's something odd going on with my brows, and that is because I attempted to block them for the first time ever. Why I decided that this was the time to do it. A smart person would have done this at least once before filming it. I decided not to film that process because honestly, there are so many people out there who could explain it better than me, and I am not the expert. So I'm going to leave a link to Pompberry's brow cover tutorial, which is the one that I follow today. She'll be able to explain it better than me by a wide margin. I have this huge, deep love and respect for puppetry. So when I heard they were resurrecting the Dark Crystal into a television series, I was just ecstatic because I think if anything needs to be resurrected, it's practical effects. We're gonna get right into it, hoping and praying that this brow cover works, because if it doesn't, we're so hooped. So the specific gelfling that I decided to paint myself as is Deet. She's by far the coolest gelfling. I mean, you can fight me on that if you want, but I will win. I just loved her as a character. I thought she was so sweet. I'm priming right now with some pore filling primer just in the T-zone because I'm gonna be working mostly with cream paints today. Again, like last year's tutorial, I'll link that up here. I'm not gonna go out in this makeup. I'm just gonna do it for you guys and then take it off. And B, because I am scared of face paint. So I created this color. I mixed this together using all Ben Nye. I used a smidge of this zombie wheel. I used the green and a touch of the yellow in the Ben Nye zombie wheel. And then I picked up a couple small pucks of the lime green and army green. So I mixed a little bit of that in there as well, just for some depth. And then of course I threw in some clown white light. And so it's all Ben Nye, all the same formula. And we're just gonna start with a base green. Of course we will contour and highlight as we go. Maybe I'll just take some of that yellow and go over my brows with that first, just to see how much I can cancel out the color of these brows. I'm gonna be super careful not to disturb anything because I'm so scared. I'm terrified that these brows are gonna fall apart on me. trying to go with the grain of the brow as well. All right, I guess we'll see if that does anything. You did not come to this video for an expert telling you how to do this tutorial. You came here to watch a person who sort of knows what they're doing, maybe fuck it up. Okay, I'm gonna dot some of this mixture of green all over my face now. Okay, taking a damp sponge, we are going to start blending that around. And already I am getting Shrek flashbacks. God, painting your ears is probably the worst thing ever. Wow, I thought I looked weird with half brows, but turns out no brows is even weirder. So this is pretty green. Duh. I'm definitely following reference pictures very closely for this look. So she's definitely a bit more muted in tone. So let's do another batch. With the existing mixture, I just added a titch more white and a whack of yellow. I'm actually gonna highlight her chin a little bit down here, definitely a lot under here, and then definitely here and here above the lip. But she has a very like flat nose, so I don't want to highlight down the center of it. And then I want to highlight a little bit here. I'm gonna add even more white. A titch of yellow. Work that, I guess, onto the lid as well while we're here. Now what I want to do is I think just go straight into army green with a light hand. It'll be perfect just to create shadow, especially under the chin. And I want to bring the contour lower than I normally would because her face is so short this way but wide this way. And then a little bit under the lip and actually right along the bridge of the nose. And I'm wearing a wig, so this isn't super important, but just in case it's poking through, you want to make it cohesive. And then right in here. So I'm just trying to get all these areas kind of working together just so that everything looks pretty cohesive. Make sure none of this is creasing. So basically I'm putting on just like the most excessive amount of neutral powder that I can possibly stand so that nothing moves. I'm using Ben Nye's neutral set. And I'm just kind of using some powder and the brush to dust away excess powder. Brow cover still holding on, and then I'm doing the tap test to make sure that everything is dry. I can already see that there's a little bit of patchiness like in and around this area, but there's really not much I can do about that. That is the base all complete. I look like an alien, which is fine. Now that everything's been powdered to high heaven, let's go ahead and start reinforcing things with some powders. I've got a couple of palettes open in front of me. The Melt Gemini palette, the Clown Blush palette, and the Colourpop Just My Luck palette. Muted greens, greeny browns, and then her blush points, which are actually kind of a rusty orange color, which this will be absolutely perfect for. And then you'll go and drop it on the floor. What are you doing? What I do want to do, however, though, is do some highlighting with just some white, just to get the under eye a little bit brighter, as well as some of the more high points of the face. I just want them to be brought forward a little more, so I think I'm going to go in with Sugarpill's Tako for that. First things first, let's do some contouring. I'm going to start off with Charmed. Let's try and shape this face just a little bit more. Yeah, this is the perfect contour color actually, and I'm trying to shorten this up a bit. Gelflings basically have no chin, and then a little bit under the nose, just a touch, because actually I want her nose to be a little bit more blushy than anything. Yeah, along the hairline. When you do paint your face a whole different color, sometimes your bone structure can disappear, and this is just bringing depth back into the face. Now taking a smaller brush, and I'm going to start contouring out the eye socket. She's got these sort of two little bumps where her eyebrows would be. So the ridges where her brow bone is are very pronounced. And she's got these nice big round eye sockets. So I'm going to contour, especially up in here, like in this sort of little triangular shape, and just see how that goes. I might get a smaller brush for this actually. Brow cover still holding on for dear life. Working in small sections. She almost has this like huge crease carved out from here all the way around. And it kind of slopes up this way. She always looks a little bit like her brows are upturned, which kind of gives her this sort of wide-eyed, very hopeful look on her face all the time. And then taking it all the way in here, under the nose, and under the lip in an upside down U shape. Gelflings also have this very pronounced Cupid's bow that runs right up into their nose. So I'm just going to try and connect those two areas, widen it a teensy bit, and shade the corners of the mouth. And then I'm going to take that bigger brush, slightly bigger brush, across my nose to flatten it out. So she's got these lovely, very pronounced eye bags. I need to leave room for a little bit of highlight just around the lash line. And then I'm going to draw those tiny dimples. Time to do a bit of highlighting just to see where everything is landing. I'm going to take a blend of Sugarpill's Tako, which is their white, and a little bit of Chances Are, carving out that eyelid. And then I'm going to take that same powder underneath the lash line, right along the Cupid's bow and around the mouth. So now I'm just taking the straight white, forget Chances Are, I don't think it's the right tone. And I'm just using Tako and an M441 to bring forward some areas. Also, I'm just gonna take it all over the nose because I think I went a bit too ham on the dark green. And then highlight right above where we shaded. And then a little bit up here as well. This is starting to feel a little dicey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not quite seeing it yet, but it's gotta happen. It cannot happen. I'm just hoping that this all pulls together at the end, because at this moment in time, I really don't know. Okay, now for the fun part, which I think actually is going to bring this together, is the blush. For that, it's Clown Blush, baby. So I'm going to mostly use, I think, Contortion and maybe deepen it up with a little bit of Circus, but I think I'm going to start off with Contortion first. And it's quite low on the cheek, actually, like in and around here. Scrap that, let's use a different brush. Not going too high. When it comes quite far in this way, then kind of fades in and around the apple of the cheek. This is the perfect color though for this. This will bring some much needed warmth back into the face. Okay, now taking the smaller brush and place these little knobs. Getting right under that nose and around the nostril as well. Now I just look like a weird clown. Okay, and then I want to deepen that up even further with a little hint of Circus just to mute it down a tiny bit. Let's bring that into the eye contour a little bit. And then what I want to do is create a double eyelid effect because it looks like her actual lid is the color of her blush. And then there's a crease. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Contortion and put it on the lid up to where my crease actually begins. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some mascara because she doesn't actually have the craziest eyelashes, so I think I'm just going to keep it pretty polite. Then I'm going to do some waterline eyeliner. First off, we're going in with white, the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the color Milk. Then taking the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in the color Teaspoon, kind of going over that to create a light green, and then going in with the Creme Gel Liner in the color Punch. So actually take a bit of black and run it just under the pupil, and you'll see why in a minute. Last thing before I pop off, we gotta do lips because this looks a bit weird. And I've got kind of a ringer for her lip color. It's actually the NYX Liquid Suede in the color Brooklyn Thorn. She's got quite thin lips, but a very defined Cupid's bow. So I tried to extend the lip shape just a little bit of the corners. Not entirely certain how successful that was. A little bit of Tako, clean that up a bit. I want to highlight the lips a little bit with a little bit more Clown White, just kind of in the center. leaving that space in the middle. Okay, I think she said with trepidation that that is pretty much the crux of it. I'm gonna have to go off camera, paint my ears, get my wig on, put in my contacts, all of the bits and bobs, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. And that, friends, is the finished look, complete with hup.
Did I do it good?
You did it great. I did a haphazard job of painting my ears, but I think they look pretty good when they're disguised by my haphazard wig. I styled this last night. It took me 2.5 hours to backcomb it, just enough for it to stand up on its own, and I don't think it's coming back from this, which is really sad because it was quite a nice wig. The ears I got off Amazon. If you want a link to the ears, I will put that down below. Recently, Amazon actually let me join their affiliate program. I might actually start making a Amazon favorites page, which is pretty exciting. I haven't actually done anything with it yet, but I'm planning to. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I don't know, I wasn't seeing the full thing without all the accessories, but I think with everything all put together, it's looking pretty cool. I do think the contacts make a huge difference, especially in this regard. And everything besides the ears, I picked all of it up at my local effects shop. It's Studio Effects in Vancouver, and they are especially prepared fully for the Halloween onslaught. So huge thank you to them. They're always so kind to me. One of the employees actually recommended castor sealer to me, which is something that I actually had no idea existed, and it really did help the cream color stick to my ears. I don't want this outro to be too long because I kind of have to make a run for it, take all this off and go record a podcast. Comment down below what you thought of this whole look. If you think I did it justice, I would love to know your thoughts. Also, the brow cover is fucking killing it. I just have to say, pat myself on the back there a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna dash, but I want to tell you all the many ways you can do to help out this channel. You could like this video, you could comment down below what you thought of the video, you could subscribe. We're creeping up to 900 and we're on the road to 1,000, so I would love for you to come join us. You could follow me in other social media. My Instagram is at Madelaide, the same way it is spelled here, and my Twitter is at madsuds, which is MADDSUDZ. Last but not least, you could follow the Patreon link down below in the description box. Supporting me on Patreon means that things like this can happen. I just want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. I don't want to sign off because it's just so cool. Have a safe and happy Halloween, whatever you guys do, and also while you're at it, please be kind and be generous to everyone you meet out there in the world today, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.